And in this presentation, I will talk about the migratory soaring birds project. I will give you a background about the migratory birds in Egypt, the policy context in Egypt, the impact of energy sector on migratory birds in the flyway, the sea flyway, and how Egypt integrated conservation of MSBs and energy sector, and the mitigation actions that have been taken so far to minimize the impact of energy sector on migratory soaring birds. The objective of the migratory soaring birds project is to mainstream conservation of migratory birds into key productive sectors along Red Sea Rift Valley Flyway, and one of these main sector is energy sector. This slide shows the main migratory soaring birds that fly along Red Sea Flyway. There are 2 million birds belonging to 37 species. 5 out of them are threatened species. Egypt lies at the heart of Red Sea Flyway, connecting Europe, Asia with Africa through the Sinai Peninsula. So it's acting as a land bridge between Eurasia and Africa. The Red Sea Flyway is the second most important flyway all over the world. There are 5 bottlenecks known to be found in Egypt, where 2 million birds from soaring birds are flying this corridor. To answer this question, we should know that the Gulf of Suez in Egypt is the highest wind speed location according to the wind atlas for Egypt, and also this place is the main corridor for soaring birds. So there is potential conflict between wind farm developments, power lines, and migratory soaring birds in this flyway. Egypt also planned to increase its investment in renewable energy in the Gulf of Suez area. This map shows that is the planned wind energy projects along Gulf of Suez. There are 4 gigawatt projects planned to be installed in this flyway. Each wind farm should have its own power line, transition power lines. So there is a potential huge network from power lines should be installed to transfer electricity from wind farm projects to the national grid. So there is a potential high cost of wind energy and power lines from collision, from electrocution, from habitat destruction in this important area along Gulf of Suez area in Egypt. This photo shows that the importance of this place for migratory soaring birds. You can recognize thousands of white storks resting within the operated wind farm along Gulf of Suez area. You can see also to the right there is a lot of soaring birds flying in between the wind farm turbines, and to the left the impact of power lines, related power lines, that is collide of white pelican in the same place. There is a monitoring program. There is a monitoring program for Caracas to count the casualties every season under power lines and within the wind turbine energy projects. So we can every season we counting the dead birds in the whole area. So we have a national program for carcass monitoring within all energy projects, either wind farm projects or power lines. So we have this carcass monitoring program every season. The question here is how Egypt succeeded to integrate the conservation of migratory soaring birds into energy sector. We have started to take actions to mainstream conservation of migratory soaring birds into Egypt's renewable energy sector through taking many steps to alleviate the impact of energy sector on birds. We have started by securing international commitments. We also provide technical and financial support to the energy sector. We also securing international financial institutions and the private sector commitments, and build strong relationship with these different partners from different organizations. Since the early beginning, we have developed the environmental impact assessment guidelines and the monitoring protocols for power lines and wind energy projects. We also developed the shutdown and demand criteria. We also developed active turbine management program and carcass monitoring programs for wind energy and power lines. We also develop training modules and certification system to enhance the national capacities that work in this field. And Egypt has developed the environmental impact assessment guidelines and monitoring protocols for wind energy projects. Also, Egypt has developed the environmental impact assessment guidelines and the monitoring protocols for power lines. Also, we are implementing official mechanism with both governmental and private sectors to make it as a cornerstone to identify the responsibilities of each partner to be active during the implementation of these projects. The cornerstone is to sign Memorandum of Understanding and Protocol of Cooperation between the Egyptian Environmental Affairs Agency and all partners. We have some MOUs with New and the Renewable Energy Authority, with Egyptian Electricity Transmission Company, with private sector, with Regional Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency. And these identify the responsibility of each partner to conserve the soaring birds. Also, we are working not only in the national level, we are working also in international level. So we are working with all IFIs, international financial institutions, and international organizations working for conservation of biodiversity and migratory birds. All the time we are working in close cooperation with multi-development banks, and we cooperate with IFC, EBRD, KfW, EIB that are financing these projects, energy projects. One of the main tools to secure private sector commitment is that the private sector has signed power purchase agreement with the government, with Ministry of Electricity, and it's include special schedule regarding bird conservation, and they are paying 1,000 euro per megawatt for bird conservation in both power line projects and wind energy projects. Actually, we have started to discuss some other mitigations with Egyptian electricity transmission company, that we use the horizontal lines instead of vertical lines, so we can reduce the number of the space number of lines, vertical lines. So we have tried to minimize the impact of power lines by this strategy. So we are still under discussions with all partners to have some to avoid sensitive places, to install horizontal lines instead of vertical lines. And if horizontal lines used in non-sensitive places, we will mark all lines. We will mark the whole lines installed, like the overhead line and the top, and the whole power lines also will be signed with reflectors. So there is mitigation actions have been established by the Ministry of Environment to have a reflector every 25 meters in all lines installed. In particular, we'll use these large buoys as a reflector on the overhead lines, because it's thin line and very dangerous one. So we will use these balls in the overhead line, and then we will use some other kind of reflectors in the other power lines. So far, we have six operated wind farm projects in the Gulf of Suez area and its related power lines, and we have so far a successful project, and we still have an ambitious plan to install many other wind farm projects and related power lines. And our message to the world is that we have bird-friendly infrastructure until now, and we aim to continue working with national and international organizations to make Egypt a bird-friendly country. Thank you so much.